Hi guys, it's Katrina here. I thought I would make a new video going over stochastics, how I use stochastics momentum indicator to help me find reversals on stocks. I've been getting I got new followers, so I've been getting more questions, so I thought I would make a new video. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I used TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim app. And I currently already have my stochastics on my chart, but if you go right up here to this like little beaker, this is your studies. This is where you can add your stochastics. So stochastics is usually either called stochastics full or stochastics slow. Mine's called stochastics full. And here are my parameters. Now this is not the default parameters. I did tweak mine. If you do use the default, the lines are very erratic, choppy, hard to tell when a reversal is coming. So I did have to tweak mine, and you should tweak yours too. So right now I have my 80 line, my 20 line that I always talk about, 12, 13, or sorry, 12, 3. Those are the numbers that I tweaked. High, low, close, 3, simple. Anyways, this is my stochastics parameters, and I wanted to go ahead and show you over here the default stochastics. That way you can kind of see the difference and why you should tweak your stochastics. I'm not sure, like, each stochastics is different on each platform, so I'm not sure, like, if you use a different platform besides Thinkorswim, but you might want to just try to tweak your own to make it look the best you can. So stochastics full, let's see where here it is. Add select. I'm going to change the colors so we can see the difference. Let's go ahead and do yellow and orange and okay. Okay, so here's the default stochastics. This is my stochastics, and this is the default stochastics. So see how erratic, how choppy that is. Like I'd struggle to read any kind of reversals or bullish or bearish momentum based off the default. So that's why you need to tweak your parameters to make yours run smoothly. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Where's that one at? So it would be this one. Okay, and so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm looking at Netflix, the daily 6-month chart, and this is the stochastics down here at the very bottom. And this top line is the 80 line, which I showed you in my parameters. This bottom line is the 20 line, which I showed you was part of my parameters. So above this 80 line is bullish momentum. Below the 20 line is more bearish momentum. So if you are a bull, you want the stochastics to break that 80 line and hover. We call this hovering above the 80 line. And if you are a bear, you want the stochastics to break the 20 line and, hover below the 20 line. And a lot of times, like right here, look, it looks like right here it started to flatline. You will hear me say that the stochastics has flatlined underneath the 20 line, and that's very bearish. It didn't make it very far, it looks like right here. Maybe I'll be able to find another one where it's flatlined. But anyways, there's also this invisible 50 line that I draw in myself. So, like I will go ahead and put in a 50 line in here. Right there's fine. And I'm weird. I always change mine to a dashed line. So yeah, I always draw this 50 line in here, or I see it, and above this 50 line is more bullish, below this 50 line is more bearish. And on some stocks, you'll see it stop right at the 50 or right, like right below the 50. So, you know, you kind of gauge if, you know, momentum's getting bullish or bearish. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and look at some other stocks that I wanted to point out. So Upstart, UPST. So with Upstart, I wanted to show the triple rise stochastics. And what that is whenever the stochastics breaks this 80 line and, you know, and it goes up, you know, price goes up, and then it you know, kind of breaks that 80 line, but then turns right back up. So that's a rise here and then a rise here, and look how it hovered here for a while, which is bullish. It's bullish momentum when it's, you know, hovering above the 80 line. Then it looks like it broke the 80 line, but then, you know, immediately crossed right back up above the 80 line, causing a triple rise. So that's 1, 2, 3. And what that means is, you know, higher high. Every time there's a rise, there's a higher high. So, oh, come on. Why is that? There. So here's a high. And this one lasted a while, but here's a high. And then here's a high. So, you know, pay attention to whenever, you know, it breaks the 80 line and then immediately, you know, crosses back up. Like that means, uh-oh, there's a higher high coming. Let's see what else. Also, notice with Upstart recently, you know, it had its, you know, it had its pullback. Looks like it pulled back, you know, below the mid-Bollinger Band, but look at these stochastics here. It stopped at the 20 line and turned. Like that's bullish. Like that's bullish momentum. If it would have crossed this 20 line, like that would have been more bearish momentum. But since it turned at the 20 line, it didn't even cross it, like that's more bullish. Like pay attention to that. If you see that happen, that means the stock's got, you know, some bullish momentum going on. Let's see. Notice up here, you know, it's above the 80 line, and then it finally plays around with the 80 line, you know, and then it loses it. And this, like, notice this is it's racing down. Like this isn't a slow steady. This is a race down. Like this is bearish. If you're a bear, you want stochastics to race down. If you're a bull, like over here, you want the stochastics to race up. And remember that invisible 50 line I was telling you about. You can always put that in. Like, let's see, about right there. There's an invisible 50 line. Let's see, extend to the right. I always make mine dashed. Because like if it races and breaks that invisible 50 line, like you know that's bullish. And look at price. Look how bullish price is right here. And look over here. It turned before the 50 line a couple times. It took a couple times. Look, 1, 2, 3 to like finally break it. So you knew like right around here, price. You know, once it broke that 50 line, finally like price is getting more bullish, or momentum's getting more bullish, which is, you know, price. And look at it. Look what happened. That's when it finally started taking off there. Let's look at Zoom. I have Zoom as an example for a quadruple dip stochastics, which is very bearish. I've been watching this one. Like I don't know, maybe the bottom's and I don't know. It looks like it could be right here. Anyways, you know, whenever I talk about a, you know, double, triple, this is a quadruple dip. That's when the stochastics breaks the 20 line, which is bearish, you know, touches it or goes up right above it and re-breaks it again. And then look, it goes right back up, re-breaks it again, goes right back up, re-breaks it again. Like that's 4 times it dipped underneath this 20 line. And I already highlighted like where your lower low is. So, you know, if there's like double, triple, quadruple dips on this 20 line, lower lows, guys. Whenever, you know, I just showed you the Upstart, you know, it was a triple rise above the 80 line. That's higher highs. So that's, you know, that's how you can use stochastics to your advantage. You know, once you see it like, so here I would see this and I think, oh, it's starting to, you know, reverse. Momentum's starting to get bullish here. And then as soon as I would see it starting to cross this 20 line again, I'm like, oh, there's a lower low is coming. And I'd be paying attention to this whenever this dip, you know, ended. And right here's where it ended, and I'd be thinking, oh, you know, price is getting more bullish here, which it kind of did. And then bam, it lost it again. I'd be like, oh my God, another lower low's coming. So that's how you kind of use that stochastics, you know, dip theory for your like lower lows. So if this crosses, you know, right here and ends, this dip ends, like that means that low is in. That could be it, you know. So what I would really look for here is you can draw a trend line in here. Look how there's like this little, you know, trend line here. The thing with stochastics is you can draw trend lines in your stochastics. You can draw ascending triangles, descending triangles. You can draw trend lines. You can't really draw like falling wedges and all that. That doesn't work, but you can draw the you know, trend line. So when this would break this trend line, like that would be bullish. You'd be breaking the 20 line and breaking your trend line, like that would be bullish momentum. So that's what I'm really gonna be watching for Zoom. And if it does break that, it'd probably finally break this 13 EMA. You know, probably if it gets up here, it's probably this 20 line is probably gonna backtest this 13 EMA. And if it breaks this dash line, it's probably gonna finally, you know, break that 13 EMA. Look, it has not broke that 13 EMA in a long time, and that's what I'm watching for, to be bullish. You know, when it finally breaks it, it's going to go to that mid Bollinger Band. So that's how you can use that to your advantage. I also had roadblocks, just about trend lines. I think I've been watching roadblocks to find, you know, to gauge the bottom of it because it keeps going down. Yeah, see, I've had this trend line right, and I thought maybe it'd break here, you know. No, it didn't. I thought it might break here, and it didn't. So, I mean, there is these trend lines you guys can draw in your stochastics, and when they break them, that's bullish. So, you know, momentum's bullish, and price should go up. But again, if you're a bear, you want it to not break that. If you're shorting this stock or buying puts, you know, you don't want that to break. So I've been watching this on Roblox, but I just want to show you how you can draw trend lines in your stochastics. And then you can do ascending and even, descending triangles. Let me show you my SPX weekly, which has ascending triangles. So this is my SPX. I gotta go to my weekly chart, weekly. This is 3-year weekly, and I've posted this. I haven't posted a lot lately, but because I posted it for like 4 months and showed how bullish price action was, and then I just got sick of it, you know. And it finally, like I caught, like I showed on my weekly chart is showing this bearishness we've had for, you know, September and now October, where it finally broke down. But like for 4 months, from like April to whatever, I finally gave up. But I've been watching it myself. I finally gave up showing it to you guys because I was sick of saying the same thing over and over. But I want to show how you can do, you know, the ascending triangles. Here's your top line. Here, like, see how here's your lower line, trend line following it up, and then look right here, it breaks it. You know, same over here. You got your upper trend line. You got your lower trend line going up, and then it breaks it right here. And when you're doing these ascending triangles, this is when you can do waves in your stochastics. This is hard. This is a harder part of the stochastics. Maybe eventually you could get there, but if you can do waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like Elliott waves, except Elliott waves is in the price. This is, you know, this particular is Katrina waves. Like, this is waves in your stochastics. But anyways, the break here, you know, and wave 5s are bullish, the most bullish wave, FYI. They also have the worst crashes, so we'll see. But this is the COVID one. The COVID finally broke this one. Look how far. It went all the way down to the 20 line. And look what I'm seeing now. Remember that invisible 50 line? If we drew that right now, for a price right now, let's see. Let me draw it. let me draw it. You will see. I'll go ahead and I'll leave it solid. Anyways, you'll see that, look at that. This is the weekly now. This is not the daily, this is the weekly. This goes by weeks. It is, the stochastics might be actually turning after 50, which is bullish. So maybe all this, you know, maybe these past couple weeks of, you know, downward price action, maybe starting to bottom, might start be ending here. Because now if I cross this 50 line, like, you know, it's not done. But if it turns here at this 50, you know, then we might be good. But yeah, so that's how you know, you can see these ascending triangles, and you can use them when they break. But like, look at this wave 5. This hovered above the, you know, the 80 line forever, for months. This is the weekly, so it's a longer, you know, time frame. For months, and all the bears were like, oh, we're gonna crash. No, guys, I was showing it, like we were bullish. And look at it, look how bullish we were. Stayed above this 13 EMA and mid-Bollinger Band forever. So yeah, so that's ascending triangles. There's also descending triangles, but they're harder to find. So yeah, let me think. I think that's about it. Let's go back to Netflix so you don't see so much. Or let's go to Neo, because I had shown Neo in my old one. Let's go to Neo. I wanted to show this one right here on Neo. Because this shows a dip, right? And then right here it started to show like maybe it would cross the 20 line and do a, you know, a double dip, which would be a lower low, but it inverted it. And see how that's like a higher low? So I remember like when I was like watching that for it to cross, and then it didn't, I'm like, okay guys, maybe, you know, the bottom's probably in here, you know, because this is averting the double dip. So that's how you can pay, you know, if you keep track of these dips, double dips, triple dips, or rises, you know, you can tell like if they're averting. All right, if they're averting the dip, the second dip, then hey, you know, right here, you know, the bottom's in, and that's bullish. Like look at it race up. Look how it raced up. And you know what else? Here, I've heard, like sometimes, you know, price right here, this is a perfect example. Price will race up and it doesn't even get to the 80 line. It turns before the 80 line. Like that's bearish momentum. You want it to break the 80 line and hover above it. Like that's what's bullish. And so if it turns before the 80 line, like, you know that price is, you know, momentum's, it's losing momentum. It's definitely losing the bullish momentum. And look what happened. It kind of just hung out here around the mid-Bollinger Band. Right up here, broke it. Look, it broke it. It was trying. It started to break it. And look how price, you know, kind of went up here, and then it just lost it. So that's how you can tell, like, if it you know, pulls, if it turns before the 80 line. Let me see. Look right here. It turned before the 20 line. Like that's bullish. If price turns before this 20 line, doesn't break it. Look how it broke it here. If it turns before that's bullish. Look at it race up. Look at price. Look how strong price was there. But look down here. Look, you know, it broke the 20 line. Look how bearish, you know, price got, because it broke the 20 line. But look here again, it raced back up, like, and it broke. See, I have this imaginary 50 line just to see. Look right here, it stopped right at the 50, so I knew, you know, right here that price was getting more bullish momentum. It's turned before this 50 line, and look, it looks like it just back tested made a huge move up, back tested the 13 EMA to go right back up. So yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out. Like, you know, above the 80 line is, you know, bullish. That's what you want. Above the 50 line is more bullish momentum. Below the 20 line is bearish momentum here. This is bearish. Above or below the 50 line is more bearish momentum too. But, you know, always pay attention to dips. You know, up here if it's hovering. Oh, a flat line. Who has flatlined? God, I forget. Who has flatlined? Man. Is it, somebody has flatline right here. It was big. Sorry, BBIG, but was that Vinco Ventures? Right here, flatline. And I was like telling people, I'm like, this is not too bad a price action. It's holding the 50, but the stochastic has flatline. Like flatline, like that's bearish. It's showing me no good momentum. And look at price. It's done nothing good. It eventually lost its 50. But if I ever talk about a flat line, like, that's a flat line stochastics under the 20 line, like that's bearish. But as soon as it has a pulse, usually it goes north. And look, this one went down even lower. Like I saw that going, like it turned the wrong way. I was like, oh, I already knew price was going down because look at the Bollinger Band. I could tell that too. But yeah, so that's stochastics, and I use it in conjunction with my MACD and my Bollinger Bands and stuff. I did make a video over Bollinger Bands. I did have that pinned in my, or I have it added to my pinned tweet. I'm going to add this one to my pinned tweet. I'm also going to do another video over MACD and add that. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys out with how to read stochastics. It's probably my favorite indicator. I feel like I can read it the best out of anything, but I do use it in conjunction with MACD and Bollinger Bands. Just FYI. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to message or ask questions to my tweets. But yeah, hope this helps you guys out. Bye.